Know it? 12, good champ. 1, that's it.
This is the funniest part of this whole video. So I was told that there's some really popular 7-day water fast videos that went viral on the internet. So let's go ahead and review them. But before we get started, I'm Dr. Zyrowski and I'm here to transform your health naturally because true health only comes naturally.
First workout without eating anything, just water. I'm not feeling too bad. I feel a little tired, but I feel like it's mostly due to my workout yesterday and off Saturday. So far so good.
Chest day, man.
Chest day, you think I can handle it?
12, good champ. 1, that's it. 2, yes sir. 3. 10, come on, push it out.
If you're doing a 7-day water fast, I guess think about like what's the goal of it. It's not to increase your endurance. It's not to, get swole in the gym. The whole point of the water fast is to heal your body. So there's no reason to be going and doing a workout like this.
I didn't wake up with a massive headache or hangover this time. My energy level's a bit better, but my sleep last night was absolute shit. I had to wake up every 90 minutes or 2 hours. Just go to the bathroom and pee. Sorry, TMI. Today I'm gonna go to work obviously, and then Selene and I are gonna try working out.
This is gonna happen because as you progress through the fast, if you're not incorporating a lot of electrolytes, it doesn't seem like in this particular case, he's very well versed on doing these types of extended fasts. What's happening is, first of all, your sleep's going to suffer, but also you're gonna be running to the bathroom all night. That's a sign of electrolyte imbalance. But then, of course, he's going and hitting the gym again during his 7-day water fast.
It's the end of day 4 and I'm not even hungry. I'm just bored of my effing mind and I can't freaking socialize because all my friends are having dinner, going out at night for drinks and everything, and it's just so hard. Should I quit?
Now, if you've done a water fast and you understand this whole concept of what she's talking about, you are literally bored out of your mind because you spend so much time throughout the day thinking about food and preparing food on a regular basis when you're eating, and then you go and you do this fast and you're not spending any time socializing at the table. These mental games start to become a little bit more real.
2 more days, that's it. Okay, I'm all set up here. I'm gonna take my blood sample now. There you go. And then I'm gonna place that onto my strip here for reading. All right, so it says 65 mg/dl. No idea what that means.
This is the funniest part of this whole video. But yeah, 65, his reading was actually really good. People will tell you, well, if it's anything below 70, it's dangerous. But when you're doing a long period fast like that, 65 is gonna be completely healthy.
So it's day 7. I realized I've become really obsessed with food. All I do is check my Instagram feed, check my Facebook, any show I watch. I was watching Vikings yesterday and they were cooking grilled chicken on the fire and that looked so good. So all I think about now is food. So it's a balance between mental cravings and actually physical hunger.
There was one time I was doing an extended water fast and I literally dreamed all night of cinnamon rolls. The funny thing was I hadn't had a cinnamon roll and I couldn't even tell you when. The mental toughness that comes along with water fasting like this is really, really intriguing for those who are able to pull it off. Your mind as a survival mechanism just has you thinking about food, and if you're living in a house with other people that are eating and you're smelling it, oh my gosh, it's so hard.
I get to break my fast and look at this beautiful piece of watermelon and this freshly cut coconut. This is what I've been craving for, and this is the perfect way to break my fast.
It's so funny how he so affectionately looks at that food and talks about that food, because if you've been there, you know what it's like. Now, when it comes to breaking your fast, I'm not a big fan of high glycemic foods like that. So we have the watermelon, we have some coconut water he's drinking. The coconut water is gonna be great to help replenish electrolytes. I would rather see somebody do some steamed veggies, or I'd like to see them do probiotic rich foods, something that's going to be a little bit more beneficial overall for your health, but also not going to raise your blood sugar super high, because you've been in a state where you've literally just put that blood sugar down to a very low level, so we don't want to spike it up right off the bat. Overall, I think he did a really good job in his fast. I would definitely cut those workouts out though, because it's too much. You need to allow your body to heal and recover when doing a 7-day water fast. A 7-day water fast is pretty extreme for most people out there. So we got to make sure that we're careful with that. I prefer lots of rest, and if you're going to exercise, a 30-minute walk should cover it. Now let's go ahead and look at another really popular 7-day water fast, because this one actually looks really intriguing. You'll see why in just a second.
This is the story of how I tried to fix a major back injury by doing a 7-day water fast.
That's pretty interesting. I would typically tell somebody who's trying to solve something like a back injury, like, hey, look, water fasting is not your answer here, because a lot of times we see people who find these things like water fasting or the ketogenic diet on the internet, and they have particular problems, and you're like, well, no, these types of strategies don't fix this particular problem. So if you were to tell me like, I hurt my back, I'm gonna do a water fast, I'd be like, that's not necessarily the route I would go. I'd look at maybe getting like an x-ray and then getting some proper spinal care versus doing a water fast. But let's go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt here.
I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called rheumatoid arthritis over 6 years ago. If you're too young to know what that means, just imagine feeling 90 years old every morning with aching joints that make basic tasks difficult.
So this makes a lot more sense as to why he's looking to a water fast to help him solve his back problems, because he has rheumatoid arthritis. Now, if you're not familiar with this is an inflammatory condition. At a very young age, they start to have severe joint pain. And so this all makes so much more sense now that we uncover a little bit more of the story.
What if I tried a 7-day water fast? Could not eating any food for 7 days fix my back problem? At an 8 out of 10 on the pain scale, I was prepared to do whatever it takes to fix this problem. This is my story.
In this particular case, with what he's trying to accomplish, it likely will really yield him incredible results. When you do fasting, especially just plain old water fasting over extended period of time, it really dampens inflammation in the body. People who have these inflammatory conditions live their best life when they do intermittent fasting on a regular basis, or they constantly throw in a several-day water fast every single month. I know that's the case for me, and working with a couple people that were in these exact same shoes, I know that this is how it works for them as well.
It is day 4 of my 7-day water fast, and it's going incredible. I kind of can't believe it. My back pain started at, I think, an 8, I said at the very beginning on day 1, and I would say it's at like a 3 right now. Yeah.
And you're so much more mobile.
Yeah, I can get in and out of the van fine. I can lift things again.
I think that one of the reasons that this fasting story is so awesome is because you have somebody who has a severe problem. Rheumatoid arthritis is not something to mess around with, especially at this age. Many people who get it at this age are in a position where they basically tell them like, you'll be lucky if you live to like 50 years old, because typically they start with all the conventional treatments. They're getting tons of injections in order to help dampen inflammation, and it can be really, really nasty.
It's easy to get exhausted when you haven't eaten any food for almost a whole week, which is why all the research I've read suggests that you need to rest properly in order to get the healing benefits of a water fast. The more you rest, the more your body can heal itself, and vice versa. This is probably why water fasts are considered so difficult and so disliked. Few people want to, or are even able to, spend a week or so doing nothing, because let's face it, water fasting is not a vacation, and doing nothing turns out to be hard work.
We see some people doing water fast, like the last video. He's going to work throughout the day, he's exercising, living his normal life, which is really hard on the body. Now, if that individual doing the last water fast that we did was sick in any way, he probably would have felt really, really bad and had some big problems throughout the fast. Now, this gentleman here, who actually is very sick, has some serious complications with his health, he is resting and he's doing great.
It is day 7 of my 7-day water fast, which means for a whole week now, I have had no food. I've been surviving entirely on filtered water, and I feel like the craziest thing is that I feel better. I feel better than I did 10 days ago eating food. I feel better than I have in years. For the first time in years, my pain level is 0. My back problem, which was at an 8 a week ago, is gone. I can lift stuff, I can bend. everything is fixed.
Now, I don't want a bunch of people to watch this thinking, oh, I have back pain, so therefore a water fast will fix it, because there's so many cases where it won't. He basically has a severe inflammatory issue that's in his spine. He didn't have like some structural alignment issue, he just has an inflammatory issue. So as you dampen inflammation, everything starts to feel better, every single joint. And when we look at the spine, it's literally a series and stack of joints. He drank purified water, very important. A lot of people doing water fasts are just getting tap water. We don't want that water that has chlorine in it and fluoride. We want good, purified mineral water if we can.
This will be my first sip of food in 7 days. Wow, that is incredible.
Told you would like them.
That's like the best thing I've ever had in my life.
The best thing he's ever had in his life. The funny thing is that like you may have that green juice and like prior to your fast drink, you'd be like, oh, this is horrible. What is this stuff? And then after your fast, you're like, the best thing I've ever had in my life. Your perspective changes on food. And that's why I say all the time, like, look, if you just want to clean up your lifestyle, do a 3-day water fast, even a 48-hour water fast. You'll have an appreciation for the small things in life. Something like an unsweetened, just plain old green juice that tastes amazing to him. And I love his eyes. You see his eyes just light up. He's like, oh my gosh, the most amazing thing. See, I love it. That is a life restored using a very simple strategy. And we have to understand that when we have different health problems in our life, these strategies can be incredibly useful and in many cases, absolutely necessary. I don't intermittent fast. I notice that the inflammation starts to increase in my body because some people are more prone to it. This was a big thing that I found out about myself because I've had a lot of different health problems and a lot of them can stem from an inflammatory problem. You see this guy's life restored, and I bet now that he knows this information, he's probably constantly fasting on a regular basis because it has helped improve his life so much. Now, if you want to learn more about why people love water fasting so much, I did a breakdown in this video right here. One of the things that water fasting does for you, it is muscle sparing and fat burning. You're actually going to preserve lean muscle and you're going to actually burn fat off your body for energy, which is incredibly powerful.